Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 17th. It is 6:21. Let me go and set up the room real quick and we'll get started with this session for the day. Let's see, market's gonna open in about 8 minutes. So let me just get this all set up real quick and then we will be good to go. Cool. A couple more things here. Good. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Cool. All right, looks good. All right, cool. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's March 17th, Thursday. It's 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. And then we'll get started. So let me get started with marking up the liquidity real quick before people make their way in. It looks like people are still joining. So we'll do that first. Got liquidity right there. It looks like there's a lot of liquidity on the top side. We do have some news today as well, I believe. So that'll probably help push price around. All right, liquidity right there. So we got a ton of liquidity right here on the top side. We'll see, you know, what happens when the market opens, but there's actually liquidity on both sides. So we'll see where retail sentiment is. We'll see where the fundamentals are sitting. And then, you know, we'll make a determination, you know, where we'll probably be looking to enter some trades. So other than that, I think we're good with this right here. All right, solid. So let's see who's here. Morning, Rami. Morning, Peter. Morning, Dell. Morning, David. Morning, Funny. Morning, Maria. Morning, Miles. Morning, Pod. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Al. Morning, Slava. Morning, everybody. Morning, Sir, and morning, Jay. Morning, Rashida. So hopefully you guys had a great week so far. I know the market's been super choppy. I don't even know if we've had any official trades this entire week. It's pretty been, I mean, the market's been kind of all over the place, you know, with the Fed and with Biden speaking, with the war. There's just so much stuff going on where it's been a bit difficult for us to catch any of these, you know, solid trades. Hopefully today will be a lot better. But I mean, we won't really know until the market actually opens. So let me take a look at the retail sentiment real quick. Starting off with retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 53% short. So, I mean, technically we're supposed to be looking for some bias here, but it's not a very strong bias for, you know, retail sentiment. We generally want this to be above or below 65 to 70%. That'll give us a better bias, but 53 or 52 even is pretty much neutral. So other than that, let's take a look at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently 142 points in the red. That's going to indicate that we should be taking sells if we're following fundamentals. However, I mean, they're both like indecisive, right? So retail sentiment is basically telling us to take buys, while the fundamentals are telling us to take a sell. So there's no confluence there with regard to retail sentiment and fundamentals. It's been like this the entire week, which is a bit difficult for us to really have a strong bias in the market, because we want these two to line up together. Looking over at the technicals, I mean, currently right now, the 1 minute is bearish. Reason for that's because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Same with the 3 minute, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Lastly, here on the 5 minute, it's the same situation, right? So on all these time frames, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red, so it's indicating a sell. What we need to confirm is that price is actually dropping, because the thing is, this can show a sell right now, but when the market actually opens, it can be completely different. So we'll have to wait for the market to open in the next 3 minutes. Once the market opens, we can determine whether we'll be looking for sells or whether we'll be looking for buys. But for the most part, it looks like we might be looking for some sells overall. If the fundamentals stay below, if the technicals confirm the bearish bias, you know, obviously we'll be looking for some sells, but we're going to be very patient like we've been in the entire week. I know a lot of us have been taking a lot of these speculative trades, and we've been doing pretty solid so far. Like for me, I'm in profit pretty heavy this week, even though we haven't had any realistically, you know, any real official trades, but we've been taking some trades off my analysis for the most part. So I know it's a little more of an advanced way to trade for a lot of you guys to take trades strictly based off my analysis. But for you guys here who've been part of K2 for a while, you guys already know exactly what to do when we discuss these areas of liquidity and these confirmations. So hopefully you guys have been following along throughout the week. You know, a lot of you guys are picking up a lot of new ways to trade just by listening to my analysis here. So we'll see where that goes. Anyways, let's see if there's anything else right here. I think everything else is pretty good for the most part. Markup 630, which is news. I mean, opening candle right here. All right, market is going to open in about 40 seconds, guys. So when the market opens, we'll confirm where the fundamentals are sitting, and then from there, we will move along with our analysis of the chart. If we have a confirmation of a bearish bias, we'll start looking for some sells. If not, you know, we'll start looking for some buys. So anyways, price is right here pushing through liquidity. We'll see what happens when the market opens in the next 15 seconds or so. Yeah, other than that, let me see if there was news this morning. I think there was. So Thursday, March 17th, there was news at 5:30. I'll draw some. So at 5:30 and 6:15, there was news. Other than that, I think that's about it for the most part. There's like light news at 7:30, 5:30, 6:15. Okay. So 5:30 right here, and 6:15. Which was right there. All right, so price is pushing up right here. Steven, I don't know if you're here in the room. I think you might be. But what you're looking for here, if you're looking for a breakout, is you're looking for a strong green candle right here to close. This candle is going to close in about 20 seconds. Once it closes, we can confirm whether you know, whether it will be a solid entry or not. So we got news again coming up over here at 7:30. All right, so no strong green candle right there. So no confirmation of a breakout at that point. You can see price pretty much just bounce below, hit the liquidity, and then just swing right back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just knock out the price is pushing up right now. So I'll close these out because price already broke past this area of liquidity. And you're looking for a strong green candle in order to take that breakout. One thing that you want to be careful for is that price is getting really close to this news price right here. It's also getting close to these sessions above here as well. So this is going to be the Asia low, and this is going to be news price from earlier, just like this line where it's currently bouncing off right now. So You guys can see exactly where it's wicking off right here. This pink line is going to be news price. So if this closes as a strong green candle, which it doesn't look like it's going to, it didn't. So no breakout right there. And there we go. As price comes right back down. So this is why you guys got to be very careful with waiting for these solid entries and being disciplined not to just hop in trades for no reason, because you can see prices now bouncing right back down. So if this closes right here, this can technically be the breakout for a sell. But again, as I was mentioning, you want to be very careful. And you can see, I'd probably not even enter any trades, guys, because look how big these wicks are and how big these candles are. This is definitely not an area where you want to be trading in, because if you measure these candles right here, these candles are moving like 500 pips, over 500 pips. So if your stop loss is too close, you're going to get stopped out. Anyways, here goes the breakout right here. This is technically the breakout. It's not one that I would recommend, but it is the breakout. I just want to show you guys. The reason why I wouldn't recommend it is because it's getting so close to the sessions right here, which is the Asia low. And it's also bouncing off the news price right here. So the problem with this is that when price reaches this point, or even where it's currently at right here, you guys can see where this pink line is. You guys can't see because it's kind of knocked off. Let me just delete these lines right here because they are, or I'll leave it up because we want to confirm if this is going to confirm the bullish bias. But you can see right here, there's a pink line. This is news price right here. So these news prices act as sessions. So as you can see right here, price can easily be manipulated around this point. So this is why I wouldn't want to take the trade here. Also, if price reaches this purple line right here, price can easily get rejected off here. So as you can see, these dotted lines right here are critical price points. At these points, price can either be manipulated to the upside or to the downside. You can see right here, it kind of faked out to the upside a little bit, and then it's coming back down. So I would not take this breakout right here. Yeah, exactly. Peter said breakout looks risky today. Market's too volatile. You can see how it's kind of spiking around. And there's no clear direction. One thing that you also want to keep an eye on is the news price. So this pink line is news price. This pink line is news price. This blue line right here is opening price. And then we have sessions right here. So I'll have it marked up right here. It's not one that I'm even going to speculatively enter. I'm not going to enter this for like a small move because it's just, there's too many areas where price can reject from. So you can see right here, price came up and huge wick right here, right off that purple line, because this is the Asia low from yesterday. So the sessions right here bounced directly off. That's exactly where I drew these lines. I said when price reaches this point, it'll either continue pushing up or it'll bounce right off it. And it bounced right off right there. So it's just too risky. It's not one that I'd recommend. Price is still pushing up right here. Yeah, exactly. Professor said ton of wicks. It's not a risk that I'm willing to take. I made a pretty good amount of profit this week, so I'm not looking to risk it just to hop into these risky trades. Again, right there, you can see this candle is attempting to break past it. However, it keeps rejecting right off the purple line. And you guys can see there, just, it's pretty clear. Price is having a difficult time getting past that purple line. It's able to break past it, but it's not able to close past it. The real thing that you want to do is wait for the close. And right there, you can see it's not having any luck closing past that purple line. Yeah, exactly. Jonathan said something it's not something I'd want to FOMO into, because as soon as you enter, if it doesn't close past it, it can just drop right back below. And again, right there, you can see that candle right there. It did not close above it, right? These purple, like all these dotted lines, guys, they're of importance. They're not there for whatever random reason. They're there because they're of importance. So let me just turn off this area of liquidity because it's already broken past it. Trying to put this blue line. Yeah. trying to take off that blue line, but it's in the way. Yeah. And there you go. So as you can see right here, price failed to close above this purple line and price just came all the way back down. So that's exactly why I would not want to risk that entry right there. And as you can see, price came right back down and look where it bounced off. It bounced off this pink line right here. Right. So these dotted lines here are important. And you can see price is just bouncing around these areas. Look where price bounced off this right here again. Wick on the bottom off this pink line, wick off the top off this pink line right here. So I'm just going to turn this off, guys. I don't want you guys to be following this trade order. I mean, if you guys are looking at this, this is not an official trade that we're in. This is one that I recommended people not to enter. I'll leave it up so you guys can follow to see how price bounces around. But if you guys can look closely, you guys can see right here that price is bouncing off these pink lines that I drew over here, right? It's bouncing off both of the, what the fuck, where did this pink line come from? Sorry, guys, I'm like confused. I think I drew so many lines here. So I know this pink line is supposed to be here. Just trying to figure out where this pink line came from. 530. Okay, this is supposed to be there, and then 615. All right, this isn't supposed to be here. I don't know why this duplicated a line there. All right, anyways, nice. So Steven took a breakout there. He reached his goal and he pulled out. So great work, Steven. Steven pulled out with half TP off this breakout here. But yeah, as you guys can see, just look over here to see where price is bouncing off. Again, right here, this candle finally closed above it, right? However, you can see where it's bouncing off again. It came up, came down for the retest, and now it's retesting off that same purple line that it was failing to break past. So we do have a confirmation of a bullish bias here. However, I'm not looking to take any of these trades at the moment because it's just not a good time to be entering some trades. Let me just clean this up a little bit because the market is super choppy right now. Let's see if I can move this over right here. All right. I'll leave this up for now. Yeah, as you guys can see, this breakout today was not smooth at all. It was it's pretty choppy. So let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently at 100. It's at 83 points right now. So with that said, if this starts to push up higher, this is a good thing because it's going to start to line up with the retail sentiment over here. So if this becomes bullish, then it's going to line up with retail sentiment. Let's take a look at this right here. I don't know if there's any other news here currently. But yeah, it says stocks fall after back-to-back rallies as investors digest Ukraine and Fed developments. The war doesn't look like it's getting any better. It looks like it's getting worse right there. Just looking at some of the news. Other than that, let's see. All right, Brock. Yeah, we'll see you later. Brock said in and out, small risk, out for the day. We'll join in an hour after work. Hope to get you. Yeah, definitely, Brock. So we'll see you then. Anyways, you guys can see here the breakout. At this point, the breakout should have hit TP or stop loss, right? Usually the breakout doesn't run this long. The breakout usually happens really quickly, but you can see the market is not very, it's not very decisive. It's just going back and forth as this continues to run along. So let me take a look real quick to see. Let's just get a full spectrum of the market again. So looking over here, retail sentiment is currently 52% short. So this is indicating that it wants us to take buys. We want to be on the opposite side of the retail traders, but there's not too many there. So this is a bit indecisive. Even though this is short, it's not very strong. So this isn't going to be much of a use to us. Looking over at the fundamentals, fundamentals are currently 108 points in the red. It's not consistent below the red because it keeps bouncing up and down. So this isn't necessarily going to help us either. The last thing that we have here are our technicals, right? Our technicals here are indicating to take a buy because price is above the pivots and the trend meters are green. Also, we had a confirmation of a break and retest right here off the sessions. However, price is back below. So we need another confirmation that price is actually going to be pushing to the upside before we can confirm the bullish bias. But currently right now, we don't have a bias at all. So other than that, I'll try to follow along here, but you can see the market's super choppy. There's not really much for us to really follow along to until there's like some sort of clear direction. So let me close this early and move this a little bit higher. All right, so I've made my adjustments right here. Price over here is it's basically bouncing around the sessions right here. So what we need here is for price to break and close past the sessions. And I'll try to, this is what I'll do. I'll just try to take this off, guys, because it's in the way. It's hard for me to really analyze for you guys here if we have too much stuff on the chart. Anyways, we need price to break and close above the sessions right here, which this is what's going to happen. It's going to break and close above here. We need a retest on the sessions. And then we need a confirmation that price breaks and closes past this area of liquidity right here. If this happens, then we have a confirmation of a bullish bias. And it's going to be great because we have a lot of liquidity up here. So if price does push above there, we can take buys, and odds of it continuing to push up are going to be very likely. But we need this candle right here to close above it. As you can see, price is having trouble actually closing and staying above that point. We have about 10 seconds left on this candle. So we need it to actually close above here. And then we can actually start looking for some buys at this point. So we need it to close above, retest, and confirm. Here it comes back down for the retest. Anton said market kind of shitty all week. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Yeah, professor said this is ugly. Yeah, no, I agree with all you guys. The market's just it's all over the place. It's not smooth at all. It's kind of just going back and forth. There's no clear direction. Peter said market's bipolar today. I agree. David said rough waters this morning. Yeah, definitely. Anyways, I'm still looking for that confirmation. Until we get a confirmation here, we're not really going to have anything solid to take. I mean, there's risky trades you guys can take here if you guys are looking for risky trades, but I mean, for the most part, there's not going to be much of a, or like what we would consider a safe trade. Okay, so check this out. We have the break and close pass here. Step one's done. Step two, we need the retest of the sessions right here. So we need price to come back and test the sessions. I mean, it basically kind of did. It closed below there. The next confirmation is that we need price to break and close past this area right here. So if this candle breaks and closes past here, then it can somewhat confirm. It's not a strong confirmation, but it's going to confirm that the bullish bias is here because price is going to keep pushing up, and then it can possibly hit liquidity above this area. So there you go. As price hits liquidity. Kenny said, I think I might go back to dreamland. I mean, yeah, that might be best, Kenny, if you don't need to trade today because the market is too choppy. All right, so we kind of do have that bullish bias now. What we need to look for at this point is we need to look for an entry, possibly V3, V2, V1, whatever it may be. There you go. As price hits liquidity right here. It breaks through it. Damn, this thing is shooting right through liquidity. So you can see this is basically a stop loss hunt right here. Price is breaking all, like pretty much past all liquidity right here. D was correct. There was a high-low entry at this point. No one that would necessarily want to hop into. It's still risky, but there we go. So as you guys can see earlier, when I just marked up the confirmation of a bullish bias, Once that confirmation closed right here, price skyrocketed, right? It skyrocketed through liquidity and it shot all the way up. So this is the confirmation that we were looking for. We were then looking for an entry at this point, but no entry came up yet. However, price did push through liquidity right here. I mean, I'm not going to play in the market, guys. To be honest, I'm not going to play in this market because you guys can see how big these candles are right here, right? This candle was like a 630 pip push. So here's a problem. If you guys were in the opposite side, so if you guys weren't patient, you guys were looking for any sells here, and we weren't looking for any sells, but I know some people like to trade opposite of my analysis. If you traded opposite of my analysis, you probably hit some slippage. So if your stop loss was right here, it probably didn't respect your stop loss and it went all the way up here. So you would have lost you would have had a big loss right there. Rick said, I'm going to go get drunk. So Rick is one of the guys that tends to trade opposite of my analysis sometimes. And I'm hoping you didn't have a sell right there, Rick, because, we were looking for buys this whole morning. Anyways, this is okay, good. Yeah, no, thankfully it's just one lot and not like a full 10 lot, because this would have been like it'd be like a $6,000 loss if you took a 10 lot. So I guess you'd only have like a $600 loss, which isn't that bad. But yeah, so we've been looking for buys this morning and price did push above. Now we just need a retracement. So now that we have the confirmation right here, oh, you're only $100. You're not even that bad, Rick. So it probably did respect your stop loss if you had a stop loss at that point. Anyways, for this point here, I'm looking for a retracement because we need an opposite signal in the opposite direction. So this is what we need: a retracement to the downside and then a push back to the upside right there. That's pretty much all we need at this moment. And then we can take a trade, because the thing is, all of the entries that we're looking for are going to require a pending momentum, and we can't get a pending momentum until we get a sell signal in the opposite direction. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean up this liquidity. Liquidity was already hit at this point, and we're going to regroup the liquidity above here. There we go. Go over to the clean chart. Clean chart's looking all messy now. Let me see if I can clean this up as well. And the clean chart's probably going to be a lot more easier to identify a lot of these. Critical price points. All right, so we got, and the lows past it right here, but I'll just leave it right there. All right, so there goes the high lows. We do have some news coming up at 7:30. It's low impact, but it's still news. And I'll mark up the news from earlier as well. So earlier we had news at 5:30, which was right there. We had news at 6:15, which was right there. And then market open right here at 6:30, which was right there. Color that blue. All right, so as you guys can see here on the clean chart, it's a lot easier for you guys to see. We have a clear bullish bias. You can see right here, price opened at 6:30. It's about to be 7. It's a clear bullish bias right here, right to the upside. So we're definitely looking for buys here. And it lined up with our analysis from this morning. The reason why we had a bullish bias here is because the technicals confirmed the bullish bias, and also the retail sentiment was indicating that we should look for some buys because majority of retail traders were on the short side. So retail sentiment is almost always going to take precedent over the fundamentals. Also, the fundamentals here aren't above 100 points. Or no, they're not below 100 points. They're getting right into the green. So with that said, everything's now shifting to a bullish bias. So all we really need right here is we need some sort of retracement with an opposite signal. So we need a retracement signal like this right here to confirm that price is retracing. And then when it swings back to the upside, that's what we'll be looking for hour entry. But I mean, currently right now, there just isn't anything for us to take at the moment. If we could find something, great. But if not, we're going to be patient. We're going to wait for that entry to come. It's only 6:51 right now, so we do have like about an hour left. There's no need to rush any entries. It's just going to be a matter of patience. Yeah, because I'm up pretty solid with my profit for the week, so I'm not going to throw away profit by taking some risky trades here. And this whole week has been all over the place, huh? It's like we were hoping that the market was going to move smoother Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but it just seems like the market keeps getting crazier and crazier. Like the last 2 days, last week the market was kind of so last week the market was ranging super heavy. The past 2 days, market has kind of just been, I mean, it's been ranging as well, but there'd be some smoother moves. However, today was like crazy. There's like, so let me show you real quick. Okay, so market opened right here at 6:30. I'm going to show you how much movement we had. So from right here up to here, I mean, market's been open for less than 30 minutes. It's already moved up almost 2,000 pips within that short period. It's a pretty big push. And yeah, let me see if there's any updates in the war. So I don't know if there's stuff going on in the war. I did see some updates right here. I mean, aside from this. So I think the main things here that were affecting the market is that we have stocks falling, or like the market falling because of the Ukraine-Russia war, and then the Fed developments which were pushing price up. So we have an inconsistency there. It's not like both are indicating price to go down. It's like war makes price go down, the Fed makes price go up. So with that said, it's just a bunch of, spikes back and forth. Other than that, let me see if there's any updates here regarding the war. It says fate of hundreds of civilians in bombed Mariupol theater unclear. So it looks like they bombed a theater. Yeah, that's crazy. They're starting to get the death toll of the Ukrainian soldiers. Looks like. So it said Russian missiles pounded a military base near the city, which is 20 miles away from the NATO nation Poland. So the missiles are getting closer. About 35 people were killed, 135 were injured. It said about an hour ago, Biden will speak with China's Xi this week. This is going to affect the market too. So here's the thing, guys. The main problem with China is that if China joins Russia, this is going to turn into World War III. So with that said, I mean, you might see market come crashing right back down. I don't know when Biden plans to speak with Xi. I mean, he said this week. Today's Thursday, so I don't know. He can speak with him today. He can speak with him tomorrow. But whenever he speaks with him, that it's going to affect the markets. Right here, even though we do have a bullish bias, if Biden starts to speak with Xi and then something happens, I mean, pricing come all the way back down. So just I would recommend just being patient, guys. It's the main thing that we're looking for here. So there goes the opposite retracement signal right there. You can see prices now ranging at this point. I'll still be looking for some buys here. I mean, our bias here is still going to be a buy for the first V3 or V2 or whatever entry that we see here. I'm not going to take the very first entry because we want to make sure that price is actually pushing to the upside, right? We don't want to be chasing the trade if it's still retracing back down. So I will be looking for an entry. However, the first entry that we get here is going to be the tester. We're going to let that test the waters. If it confirms that it hits, then price is probably going to continue pushing up higher. So we'll see where it goes from here. Rick said, let's flip my trade journal book back to year 1913. David said, one of the things I learned from you, Sean, is that there are better days Better not to trade. Yeah, exactly. So like what David said over here is like one thing that you guys have to learn that a lot of people don't get is that the market isn't always going to be good, right? There's not always going to be good entries every day. So like what I try to instill in you guys is the discipline that I personally have. Like for me, I'm able to sit out the market sometimes when I see the market's moving kind of crazy. And by doing that, I don't incur any losses, right? So if you guys have seen my trades for this entire week, I haven't had any losses this whole week because I'm just being very patient with the trades that I'm taking. Like, let's see if I could, I'll show you guys real quick. So if you guys can see right here, these are my trades for the week so far, right? I haven't had any losses. These are all the trades that I've taken with you guys here. I've only taken a couple of trades, but they've all been wins. So if you guys can be disciplined, because I've seen a lot of people, they'll be disciplined on the live with me, but then they'll go and take their own trades after I get off the live, or they'll take their own trades in another session, and they'll just blow all the profits. So if you guys can be very disciplined, this is how much profit was made, this week so far. And, if I add that up, it's not that bad. Like, 5881, 5 plus 6081. It's not like huge profits, but they're consistent, right? And that's a thing that I'm trying to get across to you guys. It's consistency. Because if you guys can do something like this, weekly or monthly or whatever it may be, it's a pretty good payout. I mean, it's pretty good profit to be having, because I didn't take any losses this week. I took a couple trades with you guys here, but no losses. So if you guys can consistently win and not lose, that's really what it is. It's consistency. So, it's up to you guys. You guys can always trade however you want, but in my years of trading, I've been trading for, I don't know what, 11 years now. I was losing a lot. I was winning a lot, but I was also losing a lot my first couple of years. So I would always end up at break even or even in the negative. Over the years, I realized that you don't have to take every single trade and you don't have to trade every single day. It just becomes clockwork. Like for me, I don't even look at the profits. Like I never look at my profits. I just look at the wins. I make sure I don't lose. And at the end of the week, I'm like, oh, well, I made some pretty good profit for the week. So yeah, no, definitely. John's asking, 11 years, I have a lot to learn, only on year one. Well, the difference with you guys is that you guys have me to really mentor you guys. I didn't have a mentor. I never paid for a mentor, never paid for a course. I learned everything on my own. So this is why I'm so good at trading, because I know the ins and outs, because I've literally made all the mistakes and I learned not to make those mistakes anymore. So pretty much all the info that I'm giving you guys a head start with trading. That's basically what I'm doing. Like, this is why you guys are in K2, because you guys have me to basically give you all the knowledge that I built up over, the past 11 years. Some people listen, some people don't. Some people do well, some people don't as well, right? Like if you guys have seen Maddie. So Maddie's one of our members here in the group. If you guys have seen Maddie's profits, Maddie's been trading for like 6 months, right? But he listens to everything I tell him. So if you guys have seen Maddie's profits, he's been super consistent. Maddie has like 4 funded accounts. He made like 2,000 yesterday. He's like on average about 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 a day. So it doesn't matter how long you guys have been trading for. It just matters if you can follow directions, because some people will learn fast, some people will learn longer. It just depends on how stubborn you are, right? If you guys are stubborn, you're not going to learn fast enough. If you listen to me and just do things properly, you can learn within a couple months, a couple years. It doesn't have to take that long. All right, anyways, so back to the market over here, guys. There's still nothing for us to take. I know I'm rambling, but there's nothing for us to take here anyway. So that's why I'm kind of rambling right now, because there's nothing for us to to take at the moment. Let's see. Addie said maybe we should all copy Maddie's trades. Yeah, if Maddie will let you. Doubt it. Where's Maddie? Is he in here? I think. Maddie's not even here. Maddie's. Oh no, he's here. There you go, Maddie. Yeah, you're there. Thought you were at work. Yeah, Maddie said, "Oh, well, too focused on the charts." It's all good, Maddie. You don't have to chime in. Just keep following. All right, guys. So price is still pushing up right here. We do have a bullish bias. Obviously, our bias from this morning confirmed. Now that we have price up here, we're just looking for an actual entry. We don't have any entries that have come up yet. Also, price is right at the sessions right here. So same thing that happened down here at this purple line. Price can easily just bounce off these sessions. So we're looking for, we need price to close above it. Until it does, there's not going to really be much of an entry here, because I don't trade around these sessions. So, that's another area of discipline. Like for me, whenever I have areas here, like these, I call these like no-go zones or red zones. Basically, when price gets near these sessions right here, I don't take any trades. I see people sometimes take trades around this area, but it becomes an area of manipulation, because whenever price reaches this point, one of two things will happen. Same with this purple line over here. When price reaches here, price can do one of two things. Price will either break past it and continue pushing up, or it'll reject down below, right? So if you take a trade right here, you're basically gambling. You're flipping a coin. If you take a buy here, you might get lucky and price will push up higher. Or if you take a sell here, you might get lucky and price might push lower. However, there's no guarantee you're going to get that outcome, right? You can easily get stopped out if you take the wrong direction, or if you take the other direction, you can get stopped out as well. That's why I don't take trades around these sessions. I wait for price to break past them. The problem that we're at right now is that there's a sessions right here. And even if price breaks above it, look what happens over here. There's another sessions right here. So you're going to have another area of risk again right there. So you guys got to be risk averse. That's really what it is. It's trading is all about risk management. It doesn't matter what strategy you're applying, whether you're applying my strategies or applying your own strategies or applying someone else's strategies. The real game of trading is about risk management. So with you determining whether this is a risky trade or not, like if you guys are following my analysis here, this is going to be the difference between you making a profit and between you making a loss. So you guys just got to be really smart about taking trades here. This is too risky. Like if you factor in risk management, I don't want a 50-50 trade. I want like a 90-10 trade. I want an 80-20 trade, even a 70-30 trade. I want my odds to be higher. So I want to trade like I'm the casino here. Like I know you guys have been to the casino. Casino always has a house edge, right? Whenever I trade, I have the house edge as well. That's why I have such a high win rate, because I don't take stupid trades. I wait for the perfect trades to come up. And then when I see them, I'll hop right in. But for me personally, I consider this a stupid trade because this is a 50-50 risk. And then if price goes above here, this is also a 50-50% risk as well. Yeah, Kenny said Vegas trading. It's all about probabilities with trading. A lot of people don't like to work based off probabilities. A lot of people just like to work based off luck. But the thing is, you can get lucky with trading every so often, but you're gonna, it's gonna be only a matter of time until you get burnt. So, as I always try to advise you guys, be as disciplined as possible and only look for the perfect trades. Don't hop into anything here too risky. So again, right here. So here's an example earlier that I was just discussing, right? So I mentioned that when price reaches this point, price will do one of two things. If you kept trying to buy right here, you would have gone stopped out because price kept dropping down, right? If you took a buy right, if you took a sell right here because you thought price was going to bounce off again, you would have gone stopped out again because price actually pushed above. This is why I don't like trading where the sessions are, because you can get tricked either way, either down here or up here. And I'm not trying to fall for any of these tricks. Let's see where price kind of bounced down right here. Yeah, no, exactly. Just like Jonathan said, it's a double-edged sword, and it's not a double-edged sword I'm trying to get poked with. I'm gonna I'm gonna wait until it's a one-sided sword, and I can just write it up or write it down. Anyways, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, so professor said, for all those that are newer, the mistake I have made being in the room is getting carried away by seeing others making more trades and seemingly more profits than Sean. Then I realized that a lot of people show their profits and not their losses. It has taken me months to get here, but for me, I'm focusing on the breakout and trades that Sean takes and not getting distracted by all the other trades that others may be taking. Good for them, just sharing my journey. Yeah, no, definitely. And I agree with you too, Professor. The thing with my trades here, guys, is that I try to be as transparent as possible. I only take trades majority on this live, so you guys can see exactly what trades I'm taking, what profits I make, and my analysis that goes along with it. So, I mean, you can't fake live trading, right? I show you guys my analysis, I show you guys the trades I'm going to take, and then I show you guys the profits after. If I lose a trade here in the live, you guys will know that I lose a trade. It's not like I'm trading in the background and showing you guys like a bunch of wins during Asia and then not showing you guys any losses. I just showed you guys like the whole breakdown of my profits for the week so far. So I haven't had any losses. If you add this up here, this is pretty much all the profits that I posted this week. So if you add up yesterday's profits right here, and then you add up Tuesday's profits over here, I try to be 100% transparent with you guys. If you guys add up the profits from Tuesday and from yesterday, you guys can see that'll add up to this right here for the week, because I haven't taken any other trades. I just try to be as straight up and real with you guys as possible, because I know that losses do come, but if you guys are disciplined to stay away from losses, it'll it makes all the difference. So just just keep that in mind. Just and don't focus, like what I always tell people is focus on yourself. Don't focus on other people, because I know you guys see a lot of people post a lot of profits in K2. That's their journey. Let them post what they want to post, and let them focus on what they're doing. For you, you got to focus on yourself. If you get too caught up on other people's profits, you're going to feel like you're not there yet and that you're not really getting it. But realistically, you're just not at that level, which you'll get to eventually. So, all right, back to what we're looking at over here, guys. I mean, we're still looking for entries. There's no entries available. There's no V3, no V1, no V2, no high low, no nothing. If you guys see anything here, feel free to call it out and we can analyze it, but there's just no entries available right now. You can see prices bouncing above here. It again retested these sessions, and then this confirmation right here will push it back above. If you guys want to take a speculative trade, one thing that I can tell you guys is that if price ends up closing above this line right here, price is probably going to push up pretty heavy, hit this liquidity and push up higher. But what you want to look out for is to make sure this candle here closes above this line. If it fails to do so, it's not going to confirm that pattern of a confirmation for the bullish bias. So right there, it did not confirm, right? This candle right here did not close above it. So if you guys are looking for a scenario here, there's two different scenarios. One thing is if price closes above this line, odds are price is probably going to push up higher. Vice versa, if price ends up closing below here, then you can probably expect price to drop a bit. So two things to really look out for is if price closes above this area right here, this higher high, then it'll probably push up higher. If price ends up closing below here, I could probably anticipate price to drop even lower. So this candle is going to close in about 22 seconds. And this is all speculation. There's no actual strategy that's being applied here. This is just from my knowledge and from my analysis, because I've seen this pattern play out, one too many times. So you can see prices trying to fake people out. It dropped right here so people would chase that sell, but then it spiked all the way up. You want to wait for the candle to actually close. And going back to here, you can see price did literally nothing. It faked out below here, and then it came right back to where it was originally. And then again, it's just going sideways right here. So what you guys want to look for is the candle close. Don't like try to chase trades just because the candle is broken out one direction or the other. You want to wait for it to actually close, because that close is going to give you the confirmation whether price is going to go this way or price is going to go this way. It's all going to be a matter of waiting and patiently looking for these entries here. See what else I got over here. All right, let's see. Price is, okay, so again, right here, there's no close yet, right? You see the wicks, but there's no close yet. You need price to actually close below here in order for it to confirm the direction. So this candle right here, if this candle closes, you know, probably could expect it to drop a little more. It might not drop a lot, but it's probably gonna drop a little bit at least. So confirm the close. You're just waiting for the close right here. Matthew said 5-minute V3 sell pending. Let me go check that real quick. Nice. Yeah, so we got a V3 over here that's pending as well. However, the problem with this right here that I would be worried about is the fact that it's right at the sessions. I don't like taking trades off the sessions, but yes, this is a V3. However, I do consider it risky just because of where it's currently at. All right, so here we go with another fake out. Look at this candle. It didn't close below, so you don't want to chase this until it closes. Let's see, it's going to close right below there. And let's see where price goes. Price ends up pulling back up or if it continues dropping. So at this point right here, there you can see price is kind of dropping a little bit. It can either fake out and come back up or it'll continue dropping. So let me check the 5-minute over here. I think this would be a better candle to be looking at because this candle here hasn't closed below the sessions. The 1-minute has, but the 5-minute hasn't. So I would probably wait on these higher time frames for them to close below here. I think the 10-minute would actually be a better time frame to look at. So as you can see right here, it did close below on the 1-minute, but it didn't close below on the 10-minute. So if it hits, right now it's 713. If it reaches 720 and price is still below here, then I do think price is going to continue dropping. Right here on the 1-minute, I can see a fake out and there's a fake out right there, right? Price came right back up. So in order to confirm, and this is, again, this is why I don't trade around sessions, because you get this right here, you get a lot of fake outs. What you want to look for is on the higher time frame to see if it actually closes, because even though it closed on the 1-minute, and there goes that fake out, it didn't close here on the 10-minute. Exactly. So like Salorm said, fake out. This is why you guys want to be looking, you want to have a full spectrum of analysis. You don't want to just look on one time frame. You want to bounce between time frames to see where price actually is. And this is another confirmation as to why I don't trade around sessions, because you get faked out a lot. So just a matter of patience and waiting for this to actually get away from the sessions here. And then look at price come right back down. So price came down, spiked up, hit liquidity, and then it came all the way back down. So it's like this move here never happened, right? However, it did on the lower time frames. If you're trading on the higher time frames, you probably wouldn't have seen that happen. But this is a 10-minute. But on the 1-minute, you saw all of the nasty move happen there because price came down, spiked up, and it came all the way back down to where it was pretty much before that spike up. Other than that, let me see what else I'm missing over here. Yeah, no, Maria said, you don't know how much effort it takes for me to follow Sean's direction since I'm not very good with English. Another factor that affects me is a lot of my lack of proficiency. I'm a fan of the click. Yeah, no, definitely. But Maria's doing really good. I mean, Maria, even though she has, there's a language barrier here and there's, this barrier with her trying to follow directions. The thing with Maria is she still does really good. I mean, you guys have seen Maria's profits, throughout the group. I don't know if I can search her up here. I can, but Maria has posted her profits throughout the group and she does pretty well, even though there's a language barrier there. So if Maria can do it and if Steven can do it, I mean, Steven's probably like perfect example because Steven never follows directions. But if Steven can pass 4 challenges with just a breakout, I mean, anybody can do it because Steven doesn't follow any directions. I usually tell him not to take a trade and he'll still take it. But now he's getting a lot better with that. So he's like a perfect example of being able to, follow directions. All right, let's see. Yeah, Slava said nasty move. He closed it short for loss and dropped back. Yeah, that's why I don't trade right here around these sessions, guys. I'm waiting for it to get away from here, either for price to push above or to push below. But even if it pushes above, it's going to hit, this purple line right here, which is another sessions. So I needed to push even higher than that. Anyways, let me just go over here and clean this up a little bit. And these spikes happen right here. So like they happen so fast that the high can't get established because there's already a low in that same candle. So that'd be crazy if like this one, well, I mean, technically this created a low and a high, but it only marked up the low here because it's just pushed too high. Let's see, Roland said price tested this higher time frame, 30-minute plus resistance 3 times, right? I can see it potentially dropping from here. Probability game. Yeah, I mean, possibly. But I think everything here is pointing towards the upside. So I think price might just keep pushing up higher from this point. Roland, do you have a price for like your resistance? Because if it's like below the sessions here, I think price will probably push up and hit the sessions. Or I mean, go even higher. I'm just curious to see if your resistance is below the sessions or above it. I think that's the last area of liquidity there. Oh no, there's a lot. Or there's one actually. So this is like the last line. What we might get at this point is price might push up a little bit, fake out, and then come down. I think that's what might happen. Price might push up and then come down from there. Because they just pretty much knocked out all the liquidity. So if you guys were here in the beginning of the session, you guys will remember that I had a lot of liquidity here drawn up, right? I had this whole area of liquidity drawn up. And what happened was price broke right through it. Now that it's done breaking through this liquidity, it's probably going to come right back down. Let's see. So Roland said 34,155. Gotcha. Okay, so that area right there is where the liquidity is sitting. So yeah, I think price will probably push up to that point and then it'll probably come down. Same area as where I drew the liquidity right there. Yep, lined up perfectly. So yeah, Roland's his resistance is the same area where the liquidity is sitting. So it might come up there and test that actual resistance, or his resistance, my liquidity. They act the same way. So there's nothing really different about it. It's just a high in the past. It might reach to that area and then it might come back down. Man, this market is so trash. I can't believe we haven't taken any any official trades this week. I don't think we've had a week like this in years. I don't remember where we've had a week where there's no trades available, or one that we've actually, because we've been taking trades, but they just haven't been official trades because there's nothing here that's been coming up. But that's crazy. This right here is not a B3, but I mean, if there wasn't this big spike of candle right here, and this was just a low and we had a retracement signal, this would technically be, an entry right there. Yeah, so that would have been an entry right there, actually. If there was a retracement, but there wasn't. D said maybe that means next week we're going to have hella trades, right, D? Yeah, I know. It's, I mean, I'm glad that, like, even though I made profit this week, I'm glad that I didn't have any losses, because I could almost guarantee there's a lot of people who blew accounts this week because the market was so choppy this week and it was so rangy that I'm pretty sure a lot of people got caught in a lot of fake outs. So if you guys remember the market yesterday, there were like 4 or 5 huge fake outs. Like people could have chased the move and they would have gone stopped out. It's, I mean, this is just like, I mean, this week's a perfect example for you guys to sit out the market or actually identify that it's been a crazy market. Because I know some people still try to trade during these crazy times and they end up in like some really bad moves. Yeah, and Slava said, and by the way, this week is not over. Yeah, I know we still have tomorrow. So technically we have another full day still tomorrow, or we have a full day until tomorrow to make something out of it. Yeah, no, Roland said US30 has been straight to sewer this week. No, definitely. It's been trash, man. Super trash. But I think I did my job by warning you guys not to take any trades. That's the main thing. Because if I was able to help you guys avoid losses, I mean that's the main thing here. You know, I hopefully a lot of you guys took my analysis and understood that it was a risky market and didn't take any losses this week, because that's the main key. If you guys didn't lose any trades this week, you're still winning. Now it's still considered a win because you're still in positive equity or break even equity for the week so far. And if you guys see any other traders, like any riskier traders, I'm pretty sure if you ask them if they took any losses, I'm sure they took some pretty big losses. They might have made some big wins, but they also took some big losses. Because I've talked to a couple of people that I know personally, and yeah, they got lucky and caught some big wins, but they also took big losses. So they're actually negative for the week, which is none of my business, but I'm good where I'm at. Other than that, let me see. So Brock posted some profits right here. See, Brock said 20 points. Oh yeah, Brock already left this morning. So Brock took the breakout this morning and he locked in a total of 5,240. So nice work right there, Brock. I know he's not here anymore. He went to work, but he did pretty solid. There's Angela over here as well. Angela's been playing around with GJ, locking a total of 992. So nice work right there, Angela. Took a little loss right there, but it's all good. You bounced right back. She got faked out on that first move. Other than that, Jason over here as well. Jason, our KT truck driver. He said trucker trading. He's driving his truck right now, locking a total of 4,406. So nice work right there, Jason. Not sure if you were like following along the analysis that we were going off today, but it looks like you took trades in both ways. So maybe you're just listening along and then you took that to your advantage with entering your trades there, probably using, you know, your own analysis along with it. Yeah, no, definitely. Jason said, yeah, bro. So definitely glad to see you right there, Jason, killing it. Charles over here posted some profits, some small profits, but they're still there. So Charles over here locked in a total of $4 off this account, a whopping $4, and then another on this account as well. So guys, profit is profit. As long as you guys are making profit and not suffering any losses, I mean, you guys are, it's a good thing. CT said, no wonder the semis are all over the place on the I-5. They're trading while driving. Yeah, you see Jason and a couple of our other truck drivers over there as well. Thanks, Kenny. So Nancy Pelosi is actually speaking right now, it looks like, or she's going to be speaking. I didn't know she was speaking today. All right, so she's speaking in about 5 minutes, Nancy Pelosi. So careful, guys. She's gonna be doing some insider trading, causing some manipulation in the market. Peter said, is she drunk again? Right. And then Kenny's profits right here as well. Kenny locked in a total of 620. So nice work right there, Kenny. One trade, it looks like you took the breakout earlier, locked in a total of 620. So nice work right there. Rashida over here as well. Nice work, Rashida. So she locked in 2 wins over here. Looks like you took these at 630. So these look like they were the breakout entries from earlier. You probably scalped a little bit from there. Locked in a total of 386. So great work right there, Rashida. All wins, no losses. You got David over here. David added up some wins right there too at 630. Looks like you took the breakout as well, locked in a total of $40. So not bad right there, David. I know this is your funded account, so you know your main goal here is to stay funded. I see a lot of people get funded and they get too cocky and overconfident, and they end up losing it. But I know you're consistent, so you should be good. Steven said, okay, so Steven posted his profits over here. Steven locked in a total of 767. So nice work, Steven, off that breakout this morning. And guys, you know, so if you guys remember Steven, and we always talk about Steven, you guys can see his consistency here. Every day he sends me his profits, all wins. He had 1 loss here, but he bounced back and he made it back off the other trades right here. But for the most part, his consistency here is like unmatched. It's so, he's on point with it. 1,500 that day, 1,300 that day. And Steven used to blow counts like weekly. Now he's consistent. He used to take like, 15, 20 trades a day, and then they all be back and forth, and he'd end up in break even or at a loss. Now he's taking just one trade, the breakout. He makes 1,200, takes one or two trades right here, 1,500. And that's pretty much, he's pretty consistent. Sometimes he'll double dip into the breakout, take partial trades, make 1,200 here. So it's all about consistency. He said, "You remember Flubber?" Yeah. Yeah, I remember that movie. It made me feel old. So he took some microscopes today. So instead of just one big trade, he took a couple trades within the breakout, made 767. Nice profits today, Steven. All right, guys. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Rami over here locked in a total of 34. Rami said lock in some coffee money. Yeah, I know exactly. I mean, profit's profit. Made more than me today. Other than that, guys, you can see right here where price is failing to break above. It's failing to break above the sessions right here, right? This purple dotted line. So I've been still looking at the charts. I just haven't, there's no entries that are available right now. You guys can see at this point right here, price is failing to break and close above it. It's tested it about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 times here now, but it has not been able to break and close above this point. Other than that, we have news coming up right here in about 2 minutes. So we'll see how that affects the market. But other than that, I mean, overall trash market this whole week, not even just today, it's just this whole week. Unfortunately, I was hoping to catch at least one trade today, but I mean, I couldn't even catch a speculative trade. At least like during the week, I was able to catch some speculative trades, but I mean, I couldn't catch anything today. All right, so news in about a minute. Hopefully this news is going to push price, one way or the other. Charles said this week is so ass. No, it is 100%. Going over here, let's see, Valentine sent me his profits. So Valentine over here locked in a total of 7,866 for the day. So great work right here, Valentine. Looks like you had all wins here. You had one small loss. Looks like that was an accident. It was like 5 cents, but everything else here, straight wins. So amazing work, Valentine. I know you took a break for a bit. You came back. You came back even better. Super consistent with all of your trades there. So guys, I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here profiting. I didn't take any trades myself, so I'm basically at zero for the day. I mean, for the week. And I'll show you guys. Let me see a screenshot of that as well. So you guys can see here, screenshot of my trades for the week so far. This is for the week and this is for the day. So, just try to be, I try to be as transparent with you guys because a lot of people get mad when I take trades during Asia or London. Actually, not a lot of people, a few people. And this is to show you guys that this is really, discipline here. Because I could have taken some trades. I could have taken some random trades here and there. But with me being disciplined, I already know the market's kind of crazy. So I didn't take anything today. But the week I'm looking, it's looking good overall. All right, news was positive, guys. Let me take a look over here real quick. Let's refresh it. So news for natural gas storage was positive right there, 79 billion. Looks like Nancy Pelosi is going to start speaking soon. See if there's any other updates here. Yeah, not really much. Other than that, all right, so price is starting to swing back down. I don't recommend anyone chase this. So as you guys can see right here, price is starting to swing back down. I wouldn't recommend chasing this because this can be a fake out. Like as soon as you guys enter this right here for a sell, this can swing all the way back up. So I would be careful, and I wouldn't chase this to the sell here. The thing is, price is just ranging between the two sessions right here. So you can see where price is wicking from over here. This is the Asia high, as you can see right here on the side. And then this right here is going to be the New York high and London high. Hey, Brock, welcome back. Jason said, so when the news is positive, it goes down. When it's negative, it goes up. That doesn't always happen, Jason. There's no way to really predict news. So the thing with news is that if everyone's expecting price to go one way or the other, you know, it's generally going to be manipulated. So the thing is with the news for today, for this morning, we had natural gas storage. You know, with the thing is with the war going on, we're not buying any natural gases or oil or any of that stuff from Russia, and there just isn't much going around, right? So the thing is, we have a high capacity of gas storage because people are, well, not really high capacity, but the thing is, people are buying gas more often here in the US because they can't buy it from Russia anymore or Ukraine at the moment. So that's why this is going up. So with this going up, everyone thinks price is going to go up, right? So if everyone thinks price is going to go up, what do you think the market maker is going to do? They're not going to push price up because they're going to let everybody win. Probably not, right? They're going to push price down because they want to do the opposite of what everyone's thinking. But this could be temporary. Like it's a temporary push to the downside because the news was positive, and then after that, it'll probably push right to the upside. So that's another thing. So the places where I don't trade where sessions are, and I don't trade during news. Those are the two main things that I don't trade because those are areas of high manipulation, right? So like, for example, right here, whenever price gets near these sessions, price gets highly manipulated. Same with news, price gets highly manipulated as well, because if everybody thinks price is going one way, they're not just going to give people a free win and push price in that direction. They're probably going to push it the opposite. Jason said, okay, thanks, bro. You can name me a steak because I got a medium rare a couple of weeks ago trading news. Yeah, no, exactly. Oh man. Yeah, the news is like hit or miss. You're also gambling when you're trading news because it's gonna be 50-50. Like if you guys trade during the sessions or around the sessions, that's 50-50. If you're trading around news, that's 50-50 too, because you can't really predict where price can go. Even if price was positive or news was positive, doesn't necessarily mean price is gonna go up. But back in the day when I used to trade news, when I used to just gamble, because a long time, like when everybody first starts trading, you guys, like nobody knows what they're doing, right? So you don't really have an analysis. You're just waiting for news and you're like, okay, if price is going to go down, I'll sell. If price goes up, I'm gonna buy. And I used to gamble during news. Like when I would see news, I would literally see where price was pushing and I would just chase it. And I would get lucky every once in a while until I got burnt. I ended up blowing my account. I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people. You know, it happens to everybody. There's nothing wrong with blowing an account. As long as you guys learn from the mistake and you guys don't do that again, then that's completely fine. But if you guys keep blowing accounts doing the same thing over and over again, that's where it becomes a problem because you're not learning anything from the mistake. All right, so price is below the sessions here now. What we're looking for next is we're looking for price to possibly come up and retest. Yeah, Peter said, me too. I used to chase the sell buys. Now I keep hearing Sean in my head, don't chase it. It can reverse anytime. Yeah, no, exactly. So like, for example, right here, I wouldn't chase the sell because price can easily just swing all the way back at any time. What you want to look for here is you want to look for the confirmation. So check this out. We have the price breaking close below here. You want it to come up and retest this area and then confirm the continued push below. If we get this right here, then yes, this is going to be the move that we're looking for. but we're not just going to chase it. Like we're looking for the retracement and then we want to confirm the break below. Because if you chase it at any moment here, it's going to have to retrace at some point. And that retracement can happen right as soon as you enter the trade. Rami said, but does that mean our overall bias changes to a sell? No, so it doesn't, Rami, because so first thing that you want to look at is you want to look at retail sentiment, right? So what you're looking for are the big three. The big three is retail sentiment. You want to see where this is telling you. So if retail sentiment is 55% short, then you want to do the opposite because you don't want to trade where everybody's trading, right? If everyone's short, you want to go long. So if you're just looking at retail sentiment, it's telling you to take a buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals, in order for it to be a strong sell bias, you need price here to be down 100 points or above 100 points, right? For sells, it needs to be down 100 points. It needs to stay below their consistently. And if you want to buy, you need it to be above 100 points and stay above there consistently. So this right here is no use because it's nowhere above or nowhere below. It's right at the middle. This right here is indicating that overall we should be looking for buys. So it might not be the bias right now, but overall you definitely want to look for some buys. Lastly, you want to look at technicals here. So the question that Rami was asking is whether our bias changes when this confirms. Our overall bias doesn't change, but our short-term bias can change because the thing is we don't have a confirmation here and we don't have a confirmation here. So the only confirmation we have is going to be the technicals here. The problem with just using the technicals is that it's a weak bias. In order to have a strong bias, you want this to line up with either fundamentals or you want it to line up with retail sentiment. That's why for me, I'm not really looking to take any trades because there's no strong bias in either direction. But the technicals here are going to confirm if this does, push this way. However, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way for a long time because the retail sentiment is going to take its precedent. If that makes sense, Rami. So overall bias doesn't change, but short-term bias does change for your entry. So if you're looking for some small scalps, like maybe 100 pips or so, you can probably catch it. But if you want to go for the bigger moves or for a consistent push, you want it to line up with one or the other. So I'll just put it again right here, guys. Big three confluences in order. So number one is going to be retail sentiment. I basically want to do whatever retail sentiment is doing. So I always go for retail sentiment. That's going to be number one. Number two is going to be fundamental bias. I'll put bias right here. And then third is going to be technical bias. So I always go with retail sentiment. This is always going to be number one. Fundamentals, the problem with this is fundamentals always change and technicals always change. These two change. Retail sentiment will always, it'll be one-sided for a long time. Like you're not going to get it switched from like long to short within like a day or so, right? It's going to be long for like a whole week or it's going to be short for a whole week. So overall, retail sentiment is always going to be number one. And then you want to tie it with one of these fundamentals and technicals, or if all three, then, great. Definitely look for trades in that direction. So as you guys remembered earlier, retail sentiment was bullish, right? Because it showed that retail traders are on the short side. So I'm still looking for buys here. If we get that confirmation, we don't have the confirmation right now, so I don't think price is going to shift just yet. So 7:40. I just looked at the time. We've been on the session for like an hour and 40 minutes, and I haven't caught any trades yet. I'm getting a little impatient, but I don't want to FOMO into any of these moves. So again, guys, just a matter of waiting for this BS market to give us something. Nice. Nick said up by a whopping 14 points. Or yeah, the fundamentals over here. It's not that high. So fundamentals are pretty much out of the question. There's no fundamentals for us to follow. The retail sentiment is going to be the only thing, but it's not strong either. It's at 55% short. We want this to be around 65 to 70 or above. That's going to be a strong bias, but right now it's still like right down the middle. So with no retail sentiment bias, no fundamental bias, the only bias we'll really have here is going to be the technicals, which, I mean, if you look at all the time frames here, there's no strong bias either. Like the 3-minute here, it's somewhat bullish, but not really. It's in between the pivots. Same with the 5-minute here. So there was a V3 that was right here, but it was too close. It's only 11 points away. So right here on the 5-minute, no bias. 3-minute, no bias. 1 minute, same, no bias. It's right in between the pivots. Trend meter is blue. Let's see. CT said stop hunt to the top, sentiment shift, and larger move down today, in my opinion. No, and I agree with that too, CT. So CT is basically indicating that, there's going to be a stop hunt to the top, which is what I kind of see happening too. I see it coming up and then maybe rejecting off the last area of liquidity right here. And then around the mid-market reversal, maybe around 9 or 10, somewhere around this point over here, I'm going to see it come all the way back down. And the reason why I see that is because we have all this liquidity right here that hasn't been triggered yet, right? So we got all the liquidity right here just chilling. So I think by the end of the day, price can be down here. Might not happen right away, but I think eventually it's going to be down there because there's a lot of liquidity there that hasn't been hit yet. All right, let me go and just draw some more areas of liquidity right here. So price is pretty much just back into this range. Not really anything going on here. Nothing crazy. Just bouncing back and forth. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. I'm hoping we catch at least maybe one more trade before 8 o'clock. But if we don't have anything, unfortunately, we're just going to have to. Fortunately, we're just going to have to take it easy. But if you guys do have questions or if there's any confusion here, if you guys want me to cover anything specific, feel free to let me know. We usually don't answer questions during the live, but with these current market conditions, there's nothing for us to take anyway. So it's not really going to make a difference for us here. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for entries here, hopefully. But it doesn't look like we're going to have anything anytime soon. The problem with this is that price is so close to these sessions here. The New York high, London low, and then even if it pushes up right here, we're going to be right at the Asia high above here. So these are areas that I don't want to trade, or I don't recommend people trade either, because there's going to be a lot of areas of possible rejection, manipulation, fake outs. You just don't want to be in this mess over here. Yeah, exactly. Rami said the sessions are just too close. Yeah, so if you guys remember yesterday was actually pretty was pretty solid. So the like if you guys remember the market yesterday, there was like no sessions around the area at all. It was just a smooth move to the upside, smooth move to the downside. Nothing really in the way. Today, there's a lot of sessions around here and then below here, both ways. Let's see, we have a question from Alana. Alana said that loving the stream as always, but what's up with the audio? I know it's not me because I've been streaming other stuff all morning. I'm not sure if anyone else has issues with the audio. I haven't heard anyone. Yeah, everyone says the audio is good, so I'm not sure. Just want to respond to Alana over there. She said that it wasn't. I guess there might be an issue with the audio. Yeah, not sure. Anyways, push this right here. Sure, I'm not missing anything. Yeah, sorry, Ellen. I'm not sure what's the issue with the audio, but it seems like everyone else is okay. Right, just said you sound like an FM DJ. Yeah, Rami said it was a V3 sell. Yeah, so I missed this one right here too. I mean, Rami caught this V3 right here, or he identified it. I don't know if he took it, Rami. But the stop loss is too close, so I wouldn't have taken it because it's just too close off this point. Yeah, I want it to be at least at like 300 pips. So it just would have been too tight for me personally to take it. I don't. Nice. So it looks like some of you guys did take it. Brock actually took it. Rami caught it for 100 pips. No, that's good. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still taking profits off this. I haven't taken any trades yet, so I was hoping to catch one here. However, I didn't have the confirmation yet that price was going to shift because we wanted price to break below, come back for the retest and confirmation below here, like confirm that it broke below this point. It did down here, but the V3 came like way up here. So I don't think, I mean, I wouldn't be able to catch it. I would have been waiting for this before entering any of these trades here. So Rami said, wow, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I know the market is coming right back down. So Roland, I don't know if you're still here, but looks like price is bouncing off the area that we were looking at over here. And it's coming back down. I think Pelosi is now speaking, or she's going to be speaking soon. Pelosi holds her weekly news conference. She hasn't started speaking yet, but I don't know if that had any effect on the market. Here first. Here, let's see. I don't really see anything here affecting the market, but it is coming back down lower. Nice. So Slava said that he recovered his loss. So nice work, Slava. Patrick said the market is more erratic than most of my exes. I'm out. Definitely good decision there, Patrick. Rami said Pelosi definitely shorted. Yeah, no, I agree. Adam, so Adam, I think you should go back and watch the mentoring session from when you asked the questions, because I think that'll help you understand a lot more. There's no specific strategy that you should learn first. You should look at all the strategies and see what works best for you. So I know we went pretty in detail with like your questions during the mentoring session. So if you want to go back and rewatch that, I think that'll probably help you a lot more with understanding what you should be applying, right? Because the thing is, what works for me and what works for everybody else here doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. So you got to go and test things out and see what works best for you, because everyone has a different trading personality. There's nothing to really recommend because everyone's different. You know, it's like with some people here who learn how to trade by like within a couple of days. You know, it'll take some people days to learn, weeks to learn, months to learn. It's really up to you to see what fits right for you. Because the thing is, if you learn the V3 that we apply here on the live, you know, pretty often that's like almost everyone's favorite strategy. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fit with you. So if you want to, like, what you should probably learn if you want to do what we're doing here during the live is to focus on the strategies that we apply here on the live. Basically the stuff that I went over during the mentoring session on Monday. So the thing is, I don't want to recommend a strategy for you and then you learn it and you're like, oh, this doesn't work for me, and then you give up. I want you to actually go and test out the strategies. There's not that many strategies and they're not very difficult. There's like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 requirements at most for some of the strategies. Most of them are like 1 or 2 requirements. So it just really depends on on which one you feel comfortable with. So if you want to learn what we're doing here, learn all the variations. They're not that difficult. But if you want to try other stuff, I mean, there's a lot of different options for you, Adam. I mean, all the strategies work perfectly fine. It just it's kind of just based on you figuring out what works best for your trading personality. Because some people don't like to scalp. Like we scalp here. Scalping might not be for you. You can intraday trade, you can still swing trade, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. But it's really up to your preference. Matt said a whopping 11 people waiting to hear Nancy on YouTube, and I'm one of them, right? Let me go over here real quick so Pelosi has not started speaking yet. Yeah, still waiting on her. Yeah, no problem, Adam. So what I would recommend is go through the strategies, figure out what works best for you. And then next week during the mentoring session, we'll take a deep dive on that strategy with you. Like I can show you examples real time. I can show you what confluences I use to confirm the entries, even though it's the same confluence for every strategy. I think that'd be the best thing, Adam. Just play around with the strategies, figure out what works best for you. And then for the mentoring session next week, I'll go over examples. I'll show you what are good trades, what are risky trades, what are conservative trades to take using that specific strategy. I've created all these strategies, so I have, a pretty big full spectrum as to how to apply them, whether you want to trade risky or whether you want to trade conservatively. So yeah, no problem, Adam. Just got to put in a little bit of work there, and then you'll start to figure out what works best for you. But short answer to your question is the V3. V3 is like the game changer for everybody here, if it works for you. And I've seen a lot of people apply it on different timeframes too. So you can use it for scalping, you can use it for intraday, you can use it for swing trading. It's just really up to you how you want to apply it. But I don't want to push that on you to just master that by itself. But yeah, if you like the V3, I mean, use it. And then next week on the mentoring session, we can go over that in detail if you want to use it on different timeframes. All right, guys, unfortunately, it's 7:54 now. It's going to be 8 in about 6 minutes. There was no entries for us to necessarily take here. I mean, there's a couple entries that I guess you could have taken here for some sells, but the market conditions today are just not worth the risk, guys. We were having trouble with the sessions above here. We didn't want to take trades around this area because there were sessions. And then again, right here, we don't want to take trades down here because we have the sessions. And then on top of the sessions, we have news price. And then on top of news price, we have opening price. So there's just a lot of red flags here, like areas that you don't want to be trading around. And it's just, it's just not a good time to be entering some trades. Same with, let's see. Yeah, Barack said taking the liquidity, like you said, Sean. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, guys, I do expect price to come down at some point because there's liquidity down here, right? There's a lot of liquidity that hasn't been hit yet, but I don't think it's going to be a smooth move like straight to the downside. So here's the thing. If liquidity gets hit down here already, then later on during mid-market, we're probably going to see it swing all the way back up. So just keep that in mind. The mid-market reversal happens around like 10 o'clock or even before that. And then from there, it'll push on until around market close, which is like noon or anything above that. So. All right, other than that, we have some more profits here that were posted from Barack and Kenny. Kenny locked in 620. Nice work, Barack. So Barack made some profit this morning. So if you guys remember, Barack came earlier. He took the breakout, made 5,240. He left for work. He's now at work. Took another trade with us here on the live. And he made another 2,670. So now he's up 7,910 for the day. So great work right there, Barack. And killing it. He took the sell earlier, the V3 for a sell when price is dropping below here, the one that Rami identified. Rashida over here as well. Great work right there, Rashida. She took a buy right there, bounced off these sessions. It looks like right there. She took a buy, locked in a total of, or this is from earlier, it looks like. Took this a little earlier, about 20 minutes ago. You locked in a total of 513 for the day. So great work right there, Rashida. And you guys are on point with the market today. I mean, you guys are more on point than I am with identifying, any of these speculative entries here. Yeah, kind of bummed out I didn't take any trades today, but it's okay. We still have another day tomorrow, guys. So here, I'll post my profits for the week so that you guys can see. So no trades taken on my accounts today due to the iffy market conditions, but still sitting on solid profits for the week so far. No losses. Yeah, guys, so that's the key, man. It's all about consistency. So for me here, I didn't take any trades today, being completely transparent with you guys, didn't take anything. I know sometimes I take some trades, some speculative trades, but the market today just wasn't good. If it wasn't good enough for me to take any speculative trades, then I think the market today in general is just not good at all. So no profits on my end for the day, but for the week, I'm doing, pretty solid. I think we added this up earlier. Yeah, 23,563 for the week so far. And this is just from a couple trades. If you count my trades from this week, you can literally add up all the trades I took this week. I didn't take no trades on Monday. Or actually, no, I did. So I take that back. I took one trade on Monday. So I took one trade on Monday. 15th, I took one trade as well. So that's two trades. The 16th yesterday, I took 3 trades. So I took 5 trades total this whole week. So out of 5 trades, this is how much profit I made. Like just 5 trades. I have 4 accounts here. I'm not trading on my personal account anymore, guys. I just don't feel like it's not really worth my time to take trades on my personal. I'm just going to use the funded account. I'm probably going to add another MFF to my account. So I'll have another funded account after that. But yeah, for the most part, this is, this is what I've locked in for the week so far. And adding that up, it's not bad. For 5 trades, this is not bad at all. 5 good trades, actually, not even risky trades. They're kind of just speculative trades that went along with our analysis for the day. So, yeah, it could have been better. Unfortunately, there's no entries available today, guys. Hopefully we'll close out the week tomorrow with something better. But if not, we're just going to be patient and wait for better entries to come along. So yeah, Maddie here too. So Maddie just posted his account too. No trades. So he didn't take anything today. Just as just as I did as well. So it's all about consistency and discipline. This is Maddie's brother, Charles, locked in a couple more profit, $5. It's not bad. Profit's profit, guys. Even if, so here's the thing, like what Charles is doing here is if the market's risky and you still want to trade, like say you still have that itch to trade and you really want to trade, like you're addicted and you want to trade, take it with a smaller lot size. Even if you're making a couple bucks, you're still profiting. Not a big deal. It's all about consistency and not over leveraging, using proper risk management when necessary. Nice. So Slava over here made about 3,556 for the day. So great work right there, Slava. But yeah, guys, other than that, it's 8 o'clock. So we're going to wrap up this session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Telegram or email me. Otherwise, we will pick back up tomorrow, and definitely Matt. So I'll catch you guys. Let's see. Let me just look at this real quick. CT said B1. So nice work right there. CT said there's a B1 here for buy that hit full TP. So if you guys caught it, nice work. I didn't catch it, obviously. But yeah, it looks like a quick 300 pips right there. Yeah. So definitely some great work right there, guys, for that V3, whoever caught it. I didn't catch it. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here catch it. There's a V2 right here too. What Maddie just said, another V2 entry. Actually, it's a V3 and a V2. So let's see. It's I think it might be a little tight though. Oh man, I'm not gonna mess with this. So like Maddie said, there's a V3, a V2 here, and then on the 5 minute there's a buy. So there's a buy running here on the 5, there's a sell running here on the 1. Yeah, I wouldn't take that trade there. That's too risky. And it didn't even close. So yeah, this is a sign that you guys should probably sit out the market. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for the next live session and we'll wrap up this week. So have a great morning, guys. And if you guys don't need a trade, just close out your computer and go enjoy the rest